Have you ever thought about what happens to body after they die? Or what happens to your body at that time? Maybe some people already have some understanding of this aspect. For example, you may know corpse cold, which is when the body gets cold after death. But today we're going to talk about some of the less familiar things and changes that happen after death. Number 1. Rigor mortis. Rigor mortis is a chemical change resulting in a stiffening of body's muscle following death. After death, the body cannot transport oxygen. Also, chemical reaction and exchanges in the body do not take place. At this point, the metabolism of muscles stops, and no new ATP is produced. The actin and myosin filaments keep contracting and cause the muscles stay tense. Rigor mortis usually develops between 2 to 6 hours after death. It begins in the facial muscles and spreads throughout the body. The duration of rigor mortis varies according to temperature and environment, usually lasting 24 to 48 hours and longer in cold environments. Therefore, forensic doctors can give a rough estimate of time of death from the rigor mortis. Number 2. Livor mortis. Livor mortis, also called postmortem lividity. A lot of people mistake livor mortis for bruising, but this is a very normal cadaver phenomenon. Livor mortis caused by blood stop flowing after death. It begins to sink to the underside of the body under the force of gravity, causing blood vessels there to fill with blood and the dark red to dark purplish red spot through the skin. Livor mortis begins 1 hour after death and spread throughout the body 3 to 4 hours later, and usually lasts 9 to 12 hours. The distribution of livor mortis can be used by the forensic doctors to determine the time of death and whether the body was moved. Number 3. The bloated cadaver. The bloated cadaver is the one of the sign of the late cadaver phenomenon, which can prove that the deceased has been dead for a really long time, and this phenomenon usually appears in summer. After death, the bacteria in the body lose control of the body immune system and multiply indefinitely. These bacteria can produce a lot of putrefying gases, which fills the body and cause the body to swell, making the corpus look like a giant. Hence the name bloated cadaver. At the same time, the face will appear with bulging eyes, lips, and other phenomenon. It is difficult to recognize their appearance at that time. Putrefying gases can also cause postmortem excretion, postmortem vomiting, and postmortem delivery, all due to a buildup of gas that eventually pushes food, feces, and embryos out of the body. The bloated cadaver is typically seen in highly corrupt corpses, which appear 3 to 7 days after death in the spring and summer, and 15 to 30 days in the fall and winter. Number 4. Flies around the body. In addition to body changes after death, the corpse attracts a variety of insects, such as flies. Within a few hours of death, flies lay their eggs on the body. Their eggs will turn into maggots, and maggots grow by feeding on the body until the soft tissues disappears, which is why a body goes from intact to skeleton. They make a big contribution. The egg first appear on the face or pubic area, where the skin is thinner or more conducive for maggots to eat. Over time, the stronger the stink, the more flies attract, and the more flies lay their eggs on the body. So many highly corrupted bodies are usually full of eggs and maggots. The optimum temperature for maggots to grow is between 25 to 30 degrees, so bodies decay more rapidly in the summer. Maggots are an important tool for forensics doctors. They can calculate and infer the time of death of the deceased according to the lines of maggots around the corpse and the environment. Maggots grow about 0.2 to 0.3 centimeter every day. The forensic doctors will extract mature maggots from the scene for lines measurement, and then the time of death can be deduced. If necessary, maggots sometime will be taken from the scene to take samples. Number 5. The postmortem neural reflex. You must have seen or heard of animals that can move after death, such as fish, frogs, and so on. It can happen soon after death. This kind of phenomenon is the supravital reaction. After body dies, tissues, organs, and cells can still maintain certain life functions and respond to certain stimuli in the short period, such as stimulating skeletal muscle contraction and intestinal peristalsis. Of course, it does not rule out the possibility that people are not dead, but in a state of suspended animation. This situation is an odd state of non-vital signs, so it can be brought back to life through timely rescue.